What is up, tubers? T.O. here, Simplistic Fishing. Man, we are finishing up some lakes this week. I tell you what. Actually, maybe not finish it up, but finishing up the Google Earth stuff. That's right. We're back on Stillhouse Hollow tonight, and we are going to finish up the Google Earth breakdown of this reservoir. And then we're going to come back with another video, show you guys the offshore hotspots. I think that's probably going to be where the key is on this lake, but there's still some good stuff that we found out there, and I want to make sure we share that with you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Stillhouse Hollow Reservoir. Here we go. Welcome back to Stillhouse Hollow. Let's go ahead and see how much this lake we can get done today. I'm sure we're going to have more videos. If not Google Earth videos, we're definitely going to talk about the offshore hotspots on this lake for sure. If you missed the first video, I've got this broken down by a couple different groups. We've got channels. These are all the green tracks that you see out there. These are pretty decent little areas to go and find fish, locate fish. You're looking for bends, you're looking for turns, all that good stuff. But I've got them all marked for you here. We've also got cover and structure. So lots of different cover and structure throughout the lake. Offshore hotspots, got a bunch of those. I'll show those to you guys once we move over to the Navionics side, but I'll show you really quick all the different ones that are out here. And I think those are going to be really important on this lake because this looks like a really good offshore lake. We've also got about 5 or 6 different ramps that are out there. So you can see all of them right here in this area. And then different types of rock formations that are out there. This is a deep lake, but a lot of the shoreline didn't have a ton of rock on it. But anyways, I've marked all of the primary rocky spots like hot spots, areas, and things like that. And then last but not least, the Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractors that we talked about back on the first video. Those are all been marked here as well. So you can see all of them as the trees. So let's go ahead and select everything again. We're going to take off the offshore stuff. We're going to move this over to make our screen a little bit better. And I'm going to draw the date back on this back to 2015. So 2 of 2015 is where we're going to be looking at. I believe that gives us our best image. Let me see if that's the one we want. Would have been 2015. Yep. So that's when I can find the lake at its lowest. So last time when we stopped, we actually started, well, that didn't make any sense. When we started this thing, we started at the dam. We moved our way all the way up here on this bank line, all the way through here, and we got down to the very first fish attractor, the Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor, and that's where we stopped at. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving now, starting there, and see what else we can find here. So in this little pocket, it's got some pretty good little laydowns. You can see there's like 4 different laydowns right in here. You've also got a lot of debris and stuff up here as well. You got a little bit more debris right in here in these little pockets. So I could see them maybe being attracted to all these little different, ditches and pockets that are there, but definitely some good laydowns that are back in there. A lot of timber right in here to flip around, brush, stuff like that. Maybe not timber because it doesn't really standing, but just brush to flip around. So I just marked that whole thing as just laydowns because there's all kinds of junk that you can just fish around. So could be a good area to look at, especially when you think about if this has the river channel here, if it's swinging in through here, it appears that it would have hit up against that bank line. So that's going to be a good area to look. There's probably brush piles out there as well, all kinds of different stuff to look at. We come back in here in this little pocket, got a decent little creek that comes through here that's made a decent channel as well. So if you look at the channel through here, there's a little bit of brush back in here, like a brush pile right there. There's another pile of brush right in here. And then you can tell that it swings up against on this side, and there's a pretty decent little, maybe a little break there or something like that, but definitely a very hard area right in there that the fish are going to collect into. So a good spot to go take a look at when you're up there. When you move back over here, of course, we've got more brush. So I'm just looking for piles of brush or something that's isolated. You got a little bit here, but this one's very isolated, and it almost looks like someone piled it up there. Probably not. It's probably just natural, but definitely a really good pile that's going on right there. As I move back up in here, and look up in here. There's a decent creek channel up here. I don't know if I'd actually go back up in there and mess around with it, but maybe in the spring, if the water was up high enough, I definitely would. But there's probably hydrilla back in there as well. And then if you come over here, this ramp, I like this ramp. I like how this ramp sets up. It comes in. You always like those points where it splits, goes right and left. Those are always really good points to fish. This is no different, and it's got a ramp right on the front of it. So that's going to make that a really juicy spot to go take a look at. Also over here, if you take a look and just kind of look at where that creek is, that creek probably came up and hit right here because you can see it changes. The whole definition of the landscape changes, and right there is going to be a spot again where they're going to collect at. And then moving over here, you've just got quite a few laydowns coming off the edge of this point. So that could be a productive area. Again, we're just paying attention to where that river channel is and where it's touching stuff. That always makes it good, more primary spots for them to be, especially if that river channel is swinging up against that. That's going to be a good spot. Now you got a little transition area here. I just wanted to point it out to you because it's totally different. I mean, it almost looks like someone painted a picture here, because if you look at that point right there and you look at this land, it's totally, totally different. So go look at that. Also back in here, we've got rocks that are back in here, another rock pile back in here as well. And really, I probably even should have said, hey, there's a little ditch back in here, because this ditch could produce them. They could go down there and really settle into that. And let's look at that when it's up to 2022. There's that hydrilla. So that ditch is going to be right either in the hydrilla or right on the edge of it. Maybe that's the ditch and the hydrilla setting up on it. So good spot to go look for sure to see how that's setting up in there. If it is, they'd collect down that ditch, and that's going to be your line where that hydrilla is, that you can really fish around that. All right, let's move this back to 2015. It's sad when you see the grass go away. You've also got laydowns in here, so you could come down in here. Big old laydowns there, big old laydowns there as well. Moving down through here, you got more laydowns off of this point. This one's got some interesting stuff on it, because I don't know if these are shell beds or if that's just really loose rock, but I could see this being a shell bed area because it's main lake. It's coming, actually, no, because the river flows this way. So I don't know. Maybe those are shells. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Whatever it is, some type of a harder spot that's right in there. Big laydowns. And I just wanted you to check there too, because it's kind of the same thing. You're starting to see that a little bit. It almost looks like shell, but it wouldn't make sense for that. Or maybe it does. Maybe it comes this way and those shell collect up here. Maybe it swings harder this way. I don't know. Who knows? But one thing we do know is that when we get up in here, actually, I'm going backwards because I was talking about the river going that way. Let's keep going this way. So we've got laydowns there. As we move back over here, we've got another laydown right in here. Just very isolated laydowns. Got some interesting rock right in here. There's not a ton on this little sandy or whatever this is kind of bank line, but right here it kind of collects a little bit. You got some decent little rocks. So maybe that's a little secret area where they like to collect. You never know. You got pipes out here again. You've heard me talk about the pipes. Definitely fish around the pipes. Those are good. This little rocky point there looks money. It even kind of hooks in right here. So right here on the back side of it too could be good. The front side, all around it, all that whole area right there is going to be a really good area, high percentage area to find them. You can also have a little creek channel back in here. This one's okay. Pretty good spot right in there, maybe right where it swings up against the land. Then as we move over here, we're getting into some more laydowns and debris. Really, it's all over this bank line, but I pointed out the big stuff for you. So there's a big pile of debris right here. There's some really big, larger laydowns here. That looks like a full tree. There's also some really big laydowns right there and right here. And then, of course, you've got these pipes again that you could fish around as well, as long as they're not buoyed off. Now, as we move through here, I don't know what those little dots are. Just noticed them. But as we move on down, we get down here around the swing. We've got some more laydowns that are back in here. And then, of course, you've got a little swing that's going on here. So you've got a creek that's back here, and it's coming along, and then it turns really sharp right here. And when it does, it creates that little point right there and a hard spot. And those are always going to be great spots to look. And there's a lot of cover there as well, a lot of stick-ups and stuff, not stick-ups, but brush and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys can't hear my dog. She's snoring right behind me. We've also got some rock that's right in here. Right off of this point, more laydowns. So if you're out here fishing around the boat ramp, up here, your laydowns are out here. They're out a little bit further. Those are the things you're going to want to focus on, especially if you're bank fishing right in that area. If you're fishing from the lake, obviously, if you can get back here, this looks like it's buoyed, so you might not be allowed to go back in here. But if you are, you could fish back in that area for sure. Another decent little boat ramp there. That's the Cedar Cap Park or Cedar Gap. Sorry, not Cedar Cap, Cedar Gap Park. So you could fish around that boat ramp. It comes out pretty far, looks pretty healthy. You've also got some more laydowns. Just again, if you're fishing that bank line, got some more laydowns a little bit further out here that you could look at. Now, as we move back in here, we're almost to the end of it as far as this side goes, but we've got another one of those Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractors. I really like how that one sets up because notice how they put it right in the middle of the creek channel or really close to it. So I'm imagining this creek comes out and then it kind of flows out into the main river channel here, but you've got a really good pile there. Even if I zoomed in, I still can't see it. So it's still pretty decent in depth. And you got another one right there. Now, if you come back in here in this little creek, this one actually looked the best of all of them as far as what I saw on Stillhouse, as far as actually having a creek channel. But this has got a pretty decent little creek channel here. And you've got laydowns back in here. You got some brush. The swing comes up and hits it pretty hard here and causes this really good hard spot right in here. You got another really good hard spot right here where it turns. Got more rock, another good swing right here, another one right there. Now, when we pull the water up, let's take it up to 2022. This looks a lot different, right? A lot different. Now, that obviously doesn't look like you can fish back here. It's too shallow now, but right there could be a good spot. Look at all the grass. Those laydowns I was talking about and that brush are right here, right off the edge of that grass. So staying in that creek channel and fishing the edges is going to be key here, especially with all of that grass there. Golly, that looks fun. All right, so moving on down here. Let's talk about this laydown down here. We can't see it because it's July of 2022, but when we go back to February of 2015, now we got a giant laydown that's over there. So you could go look at that. It might be covered up with grass. And then you just got the main river channel that's coming in through here. All right, so let's switch over. Now we're going to go up this bank line. First thing we have here is that Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor. That one looks pretty good. I looked over in here to see if I saw anything special, but I just don't see too much here. This could be an old pond. It kind of has the formation of it, but I just can't tell. And I don't know where the opening would be, but that could be an old pond and possibly. Don't really know. And one thing that I just noticed as we're sitting here staring at this is this thing's got another one of those rock walls right through there, right off the edge of that. I don't know how much that would actually be in the water, but there's definitely some rock right there that we are going to mark. So you guys know to go take a look at that. All right, so let's keep moving over here. We're going to go around the swing here. When you get around the swing, if you look here, I don't know if the river just kind of splits right in there, and you have got a little island that's out here. Well, on top of that island, you've got some debris. So possibly something here. That one's hard to tell what that is, but there's something here. And then there's also a pretty decent little laydown that's right here too. Now, the other thing to look at is on the opposite side back here. It looks like you may have some sort of a possible like little drop or something right in there. So anyways, I just fished this. I just maybe not fish it, but I definitely scanned this area right in here on both sides. This side's probably going to be maybe where it drops more. We'll look at it on a contour map and see what it actually looks like. But this spot in here it intrigues me. As we move further down here, we get down to another Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor site and a giant laydown that's down here. This could be a really good laydown. Let's look at that one. 2022. Got all that hydrilla in there, and there's a big old laydown right in there too. So you might have to punch to get to that one. I don't know. That hydrilla is looking pretty thick right in there, but you could definitely fish the Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor, and all the hydrilla on the whole entire lake would be fun to fish no matter where you're at. As we move over here, we're going to come down. This river channel swings right here, right? So this is going to be, again, a primary area to find some fish because everything's going to push them right into this area. So I didn't mark anything here, but you want to scan around this bank line and just see if you can find anything. There could be some brush piles down here. No telling what could be down here, but just look around there and just see if you can find anything. I'd probably just start scanning right through here and just scan up and scan back down, you know, do the 100-foot scans and see if you can find anything. All right, so then we're going to come up here right off the edge of this point. Definitely fish this point. I didn't mark it, but you guys need to fish it. That looks like a good point to fish. Also, you've got some laydowns back in here. Let's move this back to 2015 so we can see what we're talking about. Again, it doesn't look like that special of a point, but just the fact that it's right off the end of that river channel swing makes it maybe a possibility to take a look at. Got some laydowns here, more laydowns all through here. So if you're on that laydown thing, submerged wood, definitely these are going to be good spots to look at. We've got some more that's up here to take a look at. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a laydown or if this is rock, but it's something, some kind of debris that's under the water. And then a pretty big laydown is right there too. As we move a little bit further up, let me show you guys where I'm at. So there's the bridge, and I've just moved up to right here. So we're going to keep moving up. We've got some stuff in here to look at. Got some laydowns. Got some stuff to check out right here. Maybe just a pile of some kind of debris in here. These are like perfectly placed. They almost look like that man put them there, because right there, there, and there, they look a little fishy there. So definitely go look at those. Now, as we move over here, we get off the edge of this river swing, right? So it comes in here, it's hitting up against this bank, and then it's starting to push back out. And right at the ends is where you're going to put a lot of focus on. So right in here, all this rock right in here, this looks good. Some debris in there, some laydowns there, a point that's over here as well that you could take a look at. And then if we come out off the edge of the point, just off the very, very tip, you'll notice it's a really flat top up here off the edge of this point. And I didn't see that last time, but a potential roadbed there. I don't know if that's an actual roadbed or if someone's just been out there messing around. It's hard to tell, but maybe a potential roadbed out here. But the thing that looks like it's out here is you got rock and possible like shell all on the top of this, which makes perfect sense. That's exactly where the shell beds should be. So that is going to be a key place. Let's look at that in 2022 and see if it's covered up. There is some hydrilla out there. So definitely a good place to look, man. This area right in here just looks really good. And I don't know what that is. We'll look at that here in a second. But that looks like some additional debris that's back in there too. Let's see if we can see that in 2015. Now it looks like all that stuff is already growing up over it, but there's concrete right there in the middle too. If you want to go out there, I'd spend a lot of time right there on that ridge. All right, so let's keep moving down. We've got a foundation that's down here. Those foundations are always fun to fish around, so you could check that out. That looks like it's going to have some hydrilla around it too, so maybe a little bit difficult to get to. There are some old road beds here. You can see it now. I can see it a little bit better. It looks like the road starts here, comes through here, maybe down in through this section, and runs right to here and kind of makes a little loop. We may be able to see it on Navy Onyx. We'll take a look and see if we can see it there. We've also got some rocks over here, a little bit of isolated rock pile. Another area right in here with a little isolated rock pile as well. As we move further down, get a little bit further down to this little cove. There's some laydowns down here and some rocks. So right here we've got one little bitty laydown, but definitely one. But hey, if you're bank fishing, that might be the money laydown that you're looking for if you're camping right here or something like that. You've also got some rock piles that are out here pretty close to you. Another little bit of remnants of a rock wall there. Some rock right in here. Nice little isolated piles. That one right there looks good too. All those look good. And they're right there by that camping site, so they're positioned very well. You've also got a pretty good ramp here. This one, maybe it doesn't get used as much. This is Union Grove boat ramp, but you could check out that ramp as well. And then over here, just in the back of this cove, just check this spot out, just right in here. It's a little bitty ditch that comes in here, and it's got a little bit of rock just right off the edge of it. Now, again, the hydrilla might be too thick to get back in there. Let's look at that in 2022. Actually, you can. It might have it definitely has some grass in there, but check that little area right in there for sure and see what you can find. All right, let's keep on moving down. We've got some more rock that's over in here. So if we look at it right over in here, you can see a little bit of a pile right there. Now that one's interesting because there's not a lot of it around there, but definitely right in that spot. You may have some more like right over in here where these little ditches are. Got a little bit of rock right there with a little bit of a ledge. Again, this is probably covered up pretty good with grass. It just looks like a grassy area. And then as we move back in here, we've got a nice little creek channel you can take a look at, especially if that grass is growing up there. You got a boat ramp here as well. This is what boat ramp is this one? This is Rivers Bend Park. Good looking boat ramp to fish around. Really big. Love it. Love how it sets up too, because it's really close to that river channel swing. So that boat ramp is literally like right on it. So this area in here is going to be a good spot to try to find some fish. That point's going to be good. Also that point. And then as we move up, we go a little bit further up this whole bank line. We get in here and you come off this little point here. And again, this is going to be grass heaven probably. We'll pull it up and take a look at it, but you've got some rock that's out here. That's right off the tip of this point. So you can see it right here. You can see a little bit here. There's a little bit right in there as well. So this area in here, I like this area out here. I like how it sets up. You've also got a road bed that's out here. This is a really good looking flat. You got a rock, some more rock that's out here. You got stick ups, all kinds of stuff to fish around. But let's pull it up to 2022. We get out here and yeah, there's probably some grass in there somewhere. There's a little bit of grass in there, but nothing too bad. Let's look where those rocks were. Right there. That spot right there. I like that spot. Let's go check it out when you're out there fishing and see if you can find anything out there on that spot. I'm going to take us back to 2015 so we can keep moving. There's the roadbed we talked about. That was pretty well submerged when we pulled it up to 2022. That rock that's out there. We've also got another roadbed that comes through here. I didn't mark this one completely, and I probably should have, because now I can really see it coming through there. But those roadbeds could be interesting, especially if there's grass around it, because the grass will stop at those roadbeds and you'll be able to fish those lines. So pay attention to that. Also out here, you've got a pretty decent little ledge that's hidden. So if you can get back in here amongst all this brush and stuff, there's something going on right here. That could be your new honey hole. You never know. And then moving down here, we've also got some debris that's coming off of this point. So you're going to have to fish around all these buck brush or whatever you want to call it, all this brush that's in here. You're gonna have to fish around it, but definitely when you get in here, you've got some hard stuff down in here. And this looks interesting. I don't know what this is, but it's like the point got cut out just in this little section, and it's heavily covered. It's got a lot of junk in it, but maybe go out there and check it out, because I mean they will get in some gnarly stuff, and that could be a really interesting area. I don't know if that's a little deeper spot or what that is, but it looks interesting on Google Earth. Definitely a spot that I would go just to look at and see what was going on there. All right, so I'm going to pull back out. We're getting close to having this one done. We're going to come back down here and we're going to look at these two little rock formations that are here. I really like this point. Look at this nice little break. And the key thing I like here is the shade. When you see that shade, you know you found a good spot. So I really like that. You got some rock here as well. You got some more rock out here, and I know there's rock all along, but these are special little areas like this right here. Look at how big these rocks are compared to everything else around them. And again, you can see the shadows. And so the shadows are really key. It means you got something they can actually hide behind and use as a home. And then as we move over here, we're coming down in here to Bluff Park. As we get down into this section, just wanted you to check this spot right here. It just so happens there's a boat really close to it, but it just looks different than everything else around it. Like it's got a little cut in. It may have a little hard spot right here, maybe a little bit deeper in that area. Can't really tell, but something's different about that spot. Anytime you see a different spot, you want to go look at it. And then we get back in here, we've got these creeks going all over the place. They're all coming in. There's 4 different creeks that are coming in, and they're all merging right here in the back of this pocket. Well, that point that's right there, that's going to be a really good point to fish around. Anywhere in this area is going to be a good place to fish around, especially if it's been raining. You got a lot of oxygen back in there. Let's actually pull that one up, 2022, and take a look at it, because you know there'll be grass back in here. But there is some vegetation back in here, but this looks fishable. So definitely right in this area, you definitely want to take a look at that and just see what you can find, especially with all those creeks merging into the pocket there. So moving over here, we're going to go past Bluff Park. We're going to go up here. I don't think you can fish around this thing, but if you can, fish around it. We're going to get over here and we're going to start to see a little transition going on. So notice how this is kind of sandy, a little bit rocky. And then right in here, somewhere right in here, it starts to really change. And these rocks become a lot bigger and you get a really good pile there. Well, I like that spot right there, right where I put rock at. And then also pretty much all the way down, you got that rock all the way down through here, and it ends right around in that section right there. So if we pull the water up, just to let you guys see what it looks like, it looks a lot different. This is one of those areas where it just didn't look the same, but you got some pretty good stuff right in that area. All right, so let's go back 2015. Let's keep moving up. We're actually all the way to the dam, and that's going back to the spot that we actually started on. That was the riprap at the dam. Look, if you're having a tough time finding fish, you can always count on going to the dam on pretty much all the lakes and being able to at least get some fish in the boat. So definitely go check out that riprap. So that finishes up for the Google Earth video breakdowns for Stillhouse Hollow Reservoir. What you're going to see next time, we're going to do one, maybe two more videos, depends on how long it takes us, but we're going to go back through and we're going to talk about all these offshore hotspots that we talked about in the beginning of the video. So basically what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you guys really quick what it's going to look like on basically on your finder. So take off, I don't know why we're showing rock in here. Take off these ramps, take off this rock, take off the fish finders, take off that. And this is what we're going to be looking at, all these different offshore hotspots. So I'll walk you guys through those, tell you guys why I think those are offshore hotspots, and hopefully this is going to put you guys on some fish. So until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Make sure to go out, check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. You can pick up all these waypoints, put them on, it puts them on an SD card for you, or you can put them on an SD card yourself. Basically plug it into your graph and you'll have all these waypoints on your graph when you're out there fishing. It will change the way you fish. I promise you that. Hey, until next time, take it easy.